Hey everybody, here's the Grumpy Scotsman coming at you with another watch review. And what we have today is none other than the SEIKO PADI Pepsi from the legendary Prospects line. There's a lot to like about this particular one here because let's get a good look at her. Aesthetically, this watch is just beautiful. I love that Pepsi look. And quite honestly, I've owned a few Pepsi watches, and this is my favorite so far. Not the most expensive, but who cares? Like, aesthetically, it just arrives. It is, the dial is semi-sunburst, and so when it just plays with the light, and it is such a deep, and it matches to the bezel quite well. So let's be honest here. I just did a video. Oh my God, sometimes making these videos is such a pain in the ass, especially if you have to redo them because something was wrong or off or you forgot some little thing. I had a YouTube watch channel years and years ago, and as I'm getting back into it, I'm realizing how much you have to be prepared and ready in order to do a video. I mean, yeah, you could just wing it, but oh man, it's pretty rough when you absolutely wing it. But it sucks to have to redo videos, you know. Oh, that's my bitching today. We'll get there. We're getting there. And then like I'm trying different gloves because I know you can get jeweler's gloves, but they look so stupid. Those white ones that have like huge ends hanging off your fingers and it's sloppy looking, like you're holding a rag in your hand basically. So anyways, yeah, needless to say, I'm searching and trying to figure out different gloves that I might be able to use. So today I'm using my biking gloves when I go mountain biking. I don't know. They might work, they might not. Who cares? It just looks better than those jeweler's gloves. Okay, so let's get back to the watch here after my rant. This model is pretty special. This is out of my own collection. I've had this for quite a few years. I've replaced the Hardlex crystal with a sapphire crystal because I refuse to wear watches with Hardlex. Now, people will tell you, till they're blue in the face, that you can just polish it out, but I've owned my Seiko Shogun that had battle scars all over it, and I tried rescuing it, and I spent, oh God, I bet you I spent 4 hours polishing on that stupid thing, only to have it not look good, and it still looked distorted. So, no, I would rather, anytime I get a watch that I deem as a keeper, and it has a Hardlex, I replace it with a sapphire. So I replaced this one, and it has an AR coating on the bottom. It looks amazing. Looks absolutely great. And I don't feel that you're making a Franken watch if you're just replacing the crystal with something that's better. As long as you're not changing the aesthetics of it or anything like that, or putting a new crown on that doesn't belong. But if it's the crystal, go for it. You got to make it wearable. And honestly, Seiko should be shamed of itself for selling watches with that bullshit crystal on there. It's garbage. It marks up easy, and it looks like hell when you look down at your wrist and you got like $1,000 or $2,000 watch and it's all marked up on the glass. Oh my God. That's something from yesteryear. They need to fix that. This particular model is just aesthetically gorgeous. Like that dial, it just looks amazing. The color coordination of everything. So it has like on the bezel, well, has the perfect red and blue to begin with. It's an aluminum insert, but no biggie. Cheap to fix. On the interior, on the dial, you have the Lumabrite, and God only knows if you've owned a SEIKO, you know that it glows like a tiki torch. The one thing that I don't appreciate on Prospex models is that stupid logo, that X. It just makes it a little busy. Almost looks like a Christmas tree, kind of. You know, if it just had SEIKO up there, and if it just had SEIKO and they refrained from putting that Prospex logo underneath it, it would just be the perfect bit of text on the dial. To me, it's just a little busy. I don't know. That's my opinion on that. Has a screw down crown. Has the nice cushion case on there where it's just sloped on the back side of it. There's no sharp edges whatsoever. So the wearability of any turtle case is second to none. This sits on your wrist and it just hugs it. And it's just comfortable. Has an unsigned crown. The knurling on the bezel is pretty unique. Let's stop there. Yeah, it's just really such a unique bezel on there. Kind of slopes in, slopes back down on the bottom towards the belly of the case over here. The back, you can't see it because of the NATO strap. It has the Prospex Tsunami on the back. And so that is pretty much the case there. At the movement, you get a 4R36. It's a in-house movement. All of SEIKO's movements are in-house, and that's one really cool thing that about SEIKO is that you're getting a watch that is all in-house. Research and development in-house, the movements in-house, the case, the parts. It's all done by them. And I don't know, I just find that very admirable. And as a watch owner of their watches, it makes me feel good knowing that, like, if you were to go get a Swiss watch that is completely in-house, you're paying a pretty penny. Even with SEIKO's price increases, be well under whatever you're getting from a Swiss watch with the same kind of autonomy. In the case you get there, so what PADI is basically, it's like a scuba diving organization, and they're partnered. SEIKO is partnered with them, so they have free reign to put it on, advertise it, flaunt it, put it on their dial. These are official dive watches, and this little scuba tank hand tag, says as such. And then also in the box, you get the SEIKO Prospex hand tag, their logo. Their logo isn't ugly. I just hate it when they mash it up all over on the dial. It just looks a little misplaced, really. Yeah, the color's gorgeous. That minute hand and second hand have perfect shapes to me. And I love that there's no text in color, that instead they did just the minute hand in color. I don't know. It's just, they really hit this one out of the park, that's for sure. With the 4R36 movement, their workhorse, rock solid movements, you might run into a little issue here and there with some of them not being greatly regulated, so you might have to do that after you get it. That's one thing that I wish SEIKO would work on. I wish they would just take the financial hit and do a little research and development and find out how they could make all of their automatic movements on par with Swiss movements. And then have a good feeling that if they were to do that, that they would really take the lion's share, and that would make the asses clench of all Swiss manufacturers if SEIKO did that. This is my humble opinion, and if they also did a little better quality control, like the bezel alignments and shit that you see online that makes you question if you should actually buy one, because you're like, I don't know if I could live with that. They need to like sit down and have a board meeting, and all the shareholders need to get together and just be like, we need to fix our quality control a little bit, because if we did that, we would definitely be making a lot more money. Here's the sound of the bezel. This one has a little backplay, but it always seats itself perfectly aligned, so I don't mind it whatsoever. Once it seats itself, it's good. But you see, just a little tiny backplay, but it seats itself perfect. I love the feel of this one, and this one has perfect alignment, as you can see, which isn't the case with a lot of them. I've had a couple that were off center, and to be honest, I was like, screw this. I can't deal with it. My OCD can't take it. So I got rid of them. I flipped them. But yeah, I think that's all I got to say about this beautiful, beautiful watch. And today I have it on this awesome NATO to kind of match everything. I think I'm going to look for a NATO that has just red and blue. This is a little American looking for me. So if I just had red and blue to match the bezel insert, I think that would look a lot better than having a white line running down the middle. But it still looks cool nonetheless. And yeah, as all of us watch enthusiasts would state, this thing is an absolute a strap monster. You could put many things on here. Another thing that I put on here, I have a few silicone straps as well that go really well with it. But anyways, everybody, I think I will end it there. And yeah, that's all I really have to say. I'm just trying to scratch my brain here. I had notes for it, but I misplaced them somewhere. Cheers. Thank you for spending this time with me and listening to my banter. I always appreciate your guys' comments. Cheers and have a wonderful day.